विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमः। प्रभुपाद नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. नाम संकीर्तन की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, श्री राम मायापुर यात्रा की। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेष्व भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थित तद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमो। At the beginning, I offer my humble obeisances at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, who is glorified by the hosts of devatas like Rudra, Indra, Chandra, Brahma, Agni, Vayu, all of them. And that same Lord Vasudeva Krishna is glorified by all the Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, Vedanta Sutra, all of them. And he is also remembered and meditated upon by the yogis sitting in the forest in their own hearts as super soul. To that Lord Krishna, I offer my humble obeisances. Shri Krishna Sharanam Samasta Jagatam Krishnam Vinaka Gatihi Krishnena Pratihanyate Kalimalam Krishnaya Karyam Namaha. Krishna Trasyati Kala Bhima Bhujago Krishnasya Sarvam Vashet Krishne Bhakti Rakhandita Bhavatu Me Ho Krishna Tvameva Shreya. Shri Krishna Sharanam Samasta Jagatam. All the material and spiritual worlds are resting under the lotus feet of Krishna. Krishnam Vinaka Gatihi. What other aspiration a living entity can have other than attaining the shelter of Krishna's lotus feet? Krishnena Pratihanyate Kalimalam. By even chanting his names of Hare Krishna, one can cleanse one's heart completely and make oneself free from the baggage of sinful reactions accumulated for millions of lifetimes. Krishnaya Karyam Namaha. I bow down to the auspicious pastimes of Lord Krishna, which are all benevolent, all good for all living entities, including the virtuous and the vicious. Like when Krishna danced on Kaliya and subdued him, Krishna touched Kaliya's wounds and cured them instantly, and making Kaliya free from the pain of the cracks in his head. And he sent away Kaliya, rendering Yamuna free from the poison of Kaliya. Yamuna became happy, Yashodananda became happy, Gopas Gopis became happy, Kaliya became happy. So Krishna's activities are all auspicious, making everyone happy. Both virtuous and vicious can benefit by Krishna's touch. The virtuous will become loving associates, and the vicious will become liberated by his touch. Krishnatrasthiti kala bhima bhujago means one becomes fearless by coming to Krishna consciousness. Just like a tube light is switched on in a dark room, the darkness is driven away. Similarly, one becomes free from all fear. Krishnatrasthiti kala bhima bhujago krishnasya sarvam vashet. The entire universe with all its ingredients, like the humans and the animals and the birds and the aquatics and the reptiles, and also the Rakshasas, Asuras, Nagas, Kinnaras, Vidyadharas, Uragas, and also the sky, the sun, the moon, the wind, the ocean, the mountains. In this way, all the three worlds are in the grip of Krishna's hands, like that Bhishma is saying. Devachandrakka nakshatrakam disho bhurmaho dadihi vasudevasya viryeda vidridani mahatmanah sasurasura gandharvasayakshora rakshasam jagat vashe vartate dam krishnasya sacharacharam. Jagat vashe means the whole jagat is in vash of Krishna. So krishnasya sarvam vashet. Krishne bhakti rakhandita bhavatu me. May there be loving devotion in my heart for that Lord Krishna. Oh Krishna tumeva ashraya. Oh Lord Krishna, I take shelter of your lotus feet. That is the meaning of this prayer. So we welcome every one of you to Sridham Mayapur. This place is the holiest of the holy places, where Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared 500 years ago. In the Atharva Veda, there is a section called as Chaitanya Upanishad, which talks about how Lord Krishna in this age doesn't appear as Krishna, but he appears in the mood of a Krishna's devotee, Lord Chaitanya. He just appeared some 10 minutes from here, distance. He walked down. Therefore, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he decided to make this place the international headquarters. It's called as Temple of the Vedic Planetarium. So, it's a very huge property here. And a big temple is about to be opened, maybe in a year or two, I think. So, during the Gaur Purnima, March month, you will find something like 20,000 Western-bodied people here. They come in even much bigger number than Indians also, from America and Russia and all over the world. And they'll be chanting and dancing all around the campus, you will see. So, Radha Madhava, Ashtasakhi Vrinda. So, they are the presiding. So, this is Radha Madhava in blue chandan. They applied blue chandan on his body. Now he looks black, but if you apply blue chandan, he will look bluish like this. Radha Madhava. Radha Madhava ki. We have Radha Madhava along with Radha Madhava Ashtasakya Vrinda ki. So you see the topmost devotees of Radha and Krishna, the 8 Sakhis are seen on the altar here. Lalita, Vishaka, Chitra, Tungavidya, Rangadevi, Sudevi. all of them. On either side of Radha Krishna and Vrindavan, they are the topmost devotees. These gopis are all expansions of Srimati Radharani, all rendering different service. One gopi will play mridanga, one will play kartal, one will sing, one will do painting. They are great associates. This is Ugra Narasimha Deva Bhagavan ki. This is Ugra Narasimha Deva with Chandan. They have played Chandan on his body. Shri Shri Panchatattva ki. So Panchatattva every day we chant. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhara, Shivasadi, Gaura Bhakta. So you all before chanting Hare Krishna, you chant the Panchatattva mantra. These are the personalities who are called the fathers of the Sankirtan movement. They propagated Sankirtan all over the country very powerfully, going door to door.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
So as you all saw now, this is the moment of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As you observed here, he taught a very simple method of Bhakti Yoga. You sing Krishna's names and dance with your arms raised in surrender. He engaged even the fruit sellers and farmers also. You saw that? He called the farmer to come and dance with him. And the fruit seller was dancing with him. There were also women. They also practiced. They were also pulling the chariot. And you also saw instrument players were beating the instruments and playing this, beautifully singing the Lord's names. So this is actually the prescription for this age of Kali Yuga, what we are living now. It is said, all of you repeat, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam, Kalau Nastyaiva Nastyaiva, Nastyaiva Gatiranyata. In this age, the most important thing that is prescribed is chanting of the holy names, like you saw now. So they propagated the holy name like this. They have an elephant procession on every Saturday, which goes around. This is Prabhupada Samadhi. So all devotees are ecstatic here when they come like this. So we are beginning our first session today. Let us recite one shloka from the Bhagavad Gita, okay? (8.15) Bhagavad Gita. Mama Betya Punarjanma Khalayam Ashashwatam Napnuvanti Mahatmanah Samsiddhim Paramam Gataha. One of you read the translation. Who has the mic with you? Yeah. Switch on.
After attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion, never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection.
Now, please, all of you repeat. After attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion, never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection. Like this, Lord Krishna says. So he's saying, those who are yogis in devotion means Bhakta yogis. Just now I showed you the video. They are all what yogis? Bhakti yogis. You chant the names of the Lord, bow down in front of the deities, play the instruments, and express your devotion. So he says, if you keep doing it till your last breath, then you never return to this temporary world, which is full of suffering. But you attain the highest perfection, he says. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Please read it.
Since this temporary material world is full of the miseries of birth, old age, disease and death, naturally he who achieves the highest perfection and attains the supreme planet, Krishna Loka, Goloka, Vrindavan. The supreme planet is described in Vedic literature as Avyakta and Akshara and Paramagati. In other words, that planet is beyond our material vision and it is inexplicable, but it is the highest goal, the destination for the Mahatmas, great souls. The Mahatmas receive transcendental messages from the realized devotees and thus gradually develop devotional service in Krishna consciousness and become so absorbed in transcendental service that they no longer desire elevation to any of the material planets, nor do they even want to be transferred off to any spiritual planet. They want only Krishna and Krishna's association and nothing else. That is the highest perfection of life. This verse specifically mentions the personalist devotees of the Supreme Lord Krishna. These devotees in Krishna consciousness achieve the highest perfection of life. In other words, they are the supreme souls.
So Prabhupada says here, one sentence, you saw that? Read that again. Yeah. Yeah, they want only Krishna and Krishna's association and nothing else. That means they don't want to go to Swarga. They don't want moksha. They don't want siddhis, powers. They don't want anything. They simply want to associate. They're called Bhakta Yogis. Huh? So like this Prabhupada says. Now you all are given a booklet, Passport for Happiness. You got a copy? Okay. Okay. Okay, this is Passport for Happiness. Okay. See, this is going to answer a very vital question in your life. Because all of us are looking for only one thing in life. What is it? Happiness. Huh? Some or other we all want to attain happiness. So let us read the first one. Please, one of you read it loudly, yeah? Put the mic with you. Quick, quick, quick. Don't waste time. When I tell you to read, instantly one should start. Yeah. Why can't we experience continuous happiness at every moment? Yes.
One thing that we all are looking for in life is happiness. We go to school to get a degree, get a job, earn money, and buy happiness with that. We marry to become happy. We play to become happy.
Volume is not good. Volume is not good.
We play to become happy. We eat to become happy. We don't do anything unless we can get some happiness out of it. Still,
up to that, you understood that? We go to school, we want to earn a degree, we get a job, earn money, but the goal of everything is ultimately happiness. A child wants to play with a toy, so that by playing with the toy he wants. A young boy is attracted to a young girl to connect with her and become happy. A man going for a job wants promotion in job, so that he can get more money and become more happy. Correct, no? Ultimately, everybody in this world is wanting anything for happiness. Will you purchase something for suffering? No. You want happiness. Huh? Your goal is happiness. And if I ask you how much happiness, this much or this much, what you will say? This much. It's called Atyantika Sukha Pravriti. You want infinite happiness. How much suffering you want? This much or this much or this much? How much? Huh? Zero. Huh? You want zero suffering. That's called Atyantika Dukkha Nivriti. You want Dukkha Nivriti and Sukha Pravriti. Huh? You want to put a full stop to suffering and you want to expand happiness? Ultimately. But then what happens? Read further. Still,
if we observe our lives carefully, our happiness is thwarted at every moment by some impediment that supplies us suffering instead of happiness.
Yeah. We want happiness, but our life is punctuated with some sufferings. You will see that. Like when you are pursuing happiness, you get suffering. Which means you don't get what you anticipated. Correct, no? For example, when you eat one gulab jamun, you want to eat the second one, third one, fourth one. When you eat 10 gulab jamuns, you get stomachache. Huh? So then you wonder, why I am not happy? Earlier I was happy, no? But your happiness is finished at one point of time. You see like that. So in the same manner, you say, we will see today how our life, sometimes happy, then again suffering, again happy, again suffering. There's a mixture of happiness and suffering in life. You all observe that? Huh? There's a mixture. It's called as Sukha, Dukkha. There is Man. How is the opposite of that? Apaman. Isn't it? Shita, Ushna. Labh, Alabh. Jai, Parajai. You will see that. Huh? So, you all want only one of those two, correct, no? You want only Jai, only Sukh, only Man. Huh? Correct? You want only one out of the two. Only Labh. But you get the other one also. Like a coin has two sides, head and the tail. So, can you get a coin only with the head? No, you get the tail also. Like that in this world, both these things come together. So, you wonder I don't want the second side. Why I get the second side? Why can't I always be happy? That question comes in your mind. Huh? Like if I call you, you walk here, your shadow also walks with you, correct? No? Like that, your happiness is accompanied by suffering. Like you lit a fire in the chula, there is also smoke immediately. So you want the fire or the smoke? But along with the fire, smoke comes also. So in this chapter, in this first seminar, you will understand how to get only the fire without smoke, how to get only the sukha without the dukkha. So in this world, our sukha is like a sweet rice mixed with stone particles. Huh? If there are some stone particles, when you're putting the sweet rice in the mouth, like the stone comes, you feel very uneasy. You wanted to spit the sweet rice, but it's also sweet also. You don't want to give up also. You think maybe one more stone will not come. Huh? Again, you irritate. One more stone comes. Huh? So you feel very uneasy. You can't give it up also. At the same time, you can't fully enjoy also. So it's very confusing for us in this world. Am I enjoying or am I suffering? Because enjoyment and suffering are mixed together. For example, say on a very, very chill, cold winter day, you are feeling shivering in the body. Like sometimes we have in Kanpur and Delhi, we have shivering cold in the cold winter season. Say somebody is throwing a blanket on you. Is it a favor or is it a punishment? Favor. You are telling them, thank you for throwing the blanket on me. You wrap yourself. And then they will take a stick and beat you with a stick. And you don't even know who is beating you because you're covering with the blanket. So you got happiness when you got the blanket, but then they're beating you. So that's what Mahadevi does. She has two Shaktis. One is called Avaranatmika Shakti, and one is called Prakshipatmika Shakti. Initially, she will cover you and then kick you. That's what she does. How? For example, a rat is looking at a pakoda, which is hanging inside a rat trap. You know rat trap? From outside, he's seeing, hey, some foolish person has kept it hanging. I think he doesn't know that I'll come and take it. So the rat goes inside. And then when he pulls it, then he puts it. Behind, the door is closed. Correct, no? Now he got trapped inside. So who is foolish? Rat is foolish or the fellow who put the pakoda is foolish? Rat is foolish. So rat got little happiness of eating the pakoda, but he got trapped. Similarly, Mahadevi also traps us in this world when you want some little enjoyment. How many of you don't have to give an example, but how many of you realize that when you went for some enjoyment, you also got trapped or you also suffered? Experience good? You all understand what I'm saying? Yeah, okay. Correct. That's the way this world is. When you want little enjoyment, Maya traps you. One day I was going in Chennai, walking on the road. With some sound came. I was a new boy, first year engineering boy, I had just joined there. And I looked like this. And there was a marketplace, lot of shops, small shops on the road, they had side of the road. They have the smuggled goods, which they sell at that place. Then they called me, so I went there. They showed me a long pen. They showed me a baggy pant and a t-shirt. They showed one transistor. And they told me that all these things put together is only 500 rupees, they said. I thought, wow, it's wonderful. Just 500. Everything I get baggy pant, t-shirt. I got a transistor also. Transistor alone, I thought maybe 500. And long pen also I get. I saw one by one and said. Then later on I thought, let me not purchase now. I'll purchase later. I gave it back to them and said, okay, sir, thank you for showing. I'll come later. The second man said, hey, you have touched them. Those who have touched and see this have to buy it. Like that he said. I said, I was a new first year boy. I was trembling. I said, no, sir, I just saw it. I want to buy it, but I will check with my parents and then I'll come back and buy, I said. Third man said, hey, Nikolo paisa. Nahin to pitai hoga. And he said, my lord, electricity was flowing in my spine. I got frightened. Immediately took out 500 rupees and gave. They gave those commodities. I took it and came home. As soon as I tried to write with the pen, the refill was flying out from behind. Uh, And the pen was a very, very fragile pen. It just broke in 2 days. And the baggy pant only once I wore. Next day I put in the water, it became shrunk like this much. That's all. It was a cheating dress. Yeah. It was not a very nice thing. Transistor didn't work after a week. So this fellow cheated me, correct now? But how did I get cheated if you see? Initially they showed something glitter and glamour, they showed like that. They showed. Then they looted my money and then cheated me with useless commodities. This is what Maya Devi does. So that's what he's saying, that Maya always pulls you. See, Maya and Krishna both are attractive. Who is attractive? Krishna is attractive, Maya is attractive. Both are attractive. But the difference is, Krish means who attracts. Na means one who gives happiness. Maya means one who attracts and gives you a punch on the nose. That's the difference. Both are attractive. Maya, you will realize later. Initially, she will be attractive and then she will give a punch on the nose. Then you will cry, alas, alas, my nose is bleeding. Then you will cry. But Krishna attracts you and gives you happiness. So therefore, in this world, we are living in this Mahamaya, or Bahiranga Shakti. Spiritual world is Antaranga Shakti. Material world is Bahiranga Shakti. That is internal potency. This is external potency. Internal potency is like fire. External potency is like smoke. See, internal potency is like flesh and external potency is like nails. And nails have no life. External potency is like that. Internal potency is like the flesh. So, internal potency means blissful life. External potency means miserable life, world of life. So, here you think, actually it is not that material world has no pleasure. There is some pleasure also in the material world. Why? Because material world has emerged from Krishna. It's come from whom? Krishna. Therefore, there is some happiness. But still there is suffering. Why? Because it is cut off from Krishna. Anything that is cut off from Krishna cannot give you happiness. Like, for example, a flower is blossoming in the morning because it is connected to the tree. And then when it is cut off from the tree, it dries up. In the evening, you will see that. So anything, you take a branch of a tree, bring it to your room, it is very, very greenery. It's green and fresh and flowers and fruits and everything. And after 2-3 days, you see it just dries up. So because everything comes from Krishna, they give some happiness. Because they are cut off from Krishna, they give you suffering. Is it clear? Like if a coal is inside the fire, it is red hot. But the same coal, it falls off outside, it becomes blackish. But inside the fire, the red hot coal can do some good work. It can heat. But once it is outside, good for nothing. Therefore, all of us are in spiritual world. If you are in spiritual world, you are very valuable. You get out of spiritual world, away from Krishna, you become asar, good for nothing. Just like imagine there is a, a bolt in a lorry wheel. Sometimes the bolt gets loose and it falls in the road. You are a village boy, you go and pick up that bolt and give it in a shop. They will give you bangar kabab. They'll give you 2 rupees, they'll give you for that. But the lariwala sees that the bolt is gone now. So he goes to a shop. He says, the bolt is missing. Can you get a standard bolt and put it here? The shopwala will say, 100 rupees. Do you know that? See, if the bolt is going to fit in the lorry, what is the value? How much? 100 rupees. But if the bolt is removed from the lorry, fallen on the road, you give it to a scrap shop, you get. Similarly, if you are disconnected from Krishna, you are only worth 2 rupees. If you are connected to Krishna and Krishna's Goloka, spiritual world, then you are 100 rupees. So you decide whether you want to. You connect with Krishna, you flourish. You disconnect from Krishna, you perish. Who can repeat this? You connect with Krishna, you disconnect from Krishna. So, smoke means it is disconnected from fire. Therefore, it is smoke. So, we all have obtained suffering in our life because we have disconnected from Krishna. Is that clear to everybody?
Yes.
Like, for example, say one of you here is a millionaire's son. But somehow or other you fought with your father. You left the home. And now you are wandering in the street like a vagabond. Now you have no place to sleep, no food to eat, you have tattered clothes. You need to do only one thing. Can anybody say? There's only one thing you need to do again to become a millionaire. What you have to do? Go back to your father. Also obey your father. Correct, no? Be obedient to your father. Just stay with your father. That's all you have to do. Don't go away from him. Don't fight with him. Align with him. Then you are a millionaire. Similarly, we have turned away from Krishna. We have to just go back to him. And then align with him. That's all. Then you can become happy. So ISKCON movement. What is the goal of ISKCON movement? To put all living beings back in touch with Krishna. And then to help them to connect with their eternal Father Krishna and be with him and become obedient to him and remain happy forever. Read further.
This may put us to shock and pain. Most people try to work around suffering, still desperately looking for and hoping for happiness. Different people respond differently when sufferings come in life.
Yeah. So, yes, when sufferings come, different people say different things. See, one fellow is saying, what he says? Read it.
So, some people ask, who said I am suffering?
Although they are suffering, some people deny that they are suffering. In my college days, one boy, after the exam results came, he was drunken completely. Too much drunk. He was lying on a gutter, half body inside, half body outside. And he was having some liver problem, serious liver pain because of too much liquor. Like that, he was screaming. Many boys were coming out of the college, going on scooter very fast. I was coming walking out of the college. So I looked at this fellow. Hey, he's my classmate. Wow, a very tall fellow. I caught hold of both his hands and pulled him out of the gutter. And then I sprinkled water on his body and the face also. And I shook his shoulder. And then he came to external consciousness partly. I asked him, why did you drink liquor like this? Why are you suffering like this? So he became angry on me. He said, who said I am suffering? Yes. I am not suffering, he said. And then after saying that, again he was saying, again. So he claimed he is not suffering, but he was. So why he said he is not suffering? Yeah? Give the mic.
False ego.
False ego. Give him an applause. Right. It's a false ego. Just like that fox who said, the grapes is sour. You'll know the story. Fox jumped up. He couldn't reach it. So what he said? The grapes are sour, he said. Therefore, I rejected them. All the other foxes said, hey, you couldn't jump. He said, no, I can jump, but I don't want it. He said, why? Because the grapes are sour. Like that, this fellow said, who said I am suffering? I am not suffering. But how many of you can visibly see in this world that people are suffering? You can see? Okay. How many of you feel that, Prabhuji, why are you saying they are suffering? I don't see any suffering at all. Anybody? Anybody feels like that here? Anybody? Yeah, you can see. Yeah. Okay. Others?
Others say, we have to learn to live with this menace. What to do?
Some people say, you see, kabhi sukh, kabhi dukh, kabhi labh, kabhi alabh, kabhi maan, kabhi apaman. Ye to duniya ka vidhi hai. It is the nature of the world. Just accept it, they say. Some people say like that. And not only that, some people say, if there is only happiness, life would be boring. If there is some suffering also, then only happiness will be like happiness. How many of you feel like that? Some people say that. You heard that people saying? Yeah. So there are half of the audience raising hand. Okay, let me ask you a question. Say you are all first year students, right? Say in first year, say you got a grade of 7 grade you got. Second year you got 8. Third year you got 9. So fourth year you have a chance that you can get 10 out of 10. Would you like that or would you like to go back to 7? But somebody says, hey, is life not boring for you? From 7 you went to 8. From 8 you went to 9. If you go on increasing, is it not boring to get more and more score? For a change, thoda dukh bhi chahiye. Will anybody say like that? No boy will say that. You want only higher grade. Same manner in business also. Say somebody has a Indian, gas shop. First year he got 5 lakhs. Second year business he got 10 lakhs. Third year 15 lakhs. Will he be bored with the profit? Will he say that, what is this God? Every year you're increasing 5 lakhs. I'm getting bored with too much money. Will he say that? Maybe give some fire accident in my shop. Huh? So there'll be some loss. Will he expect a loss? No. Everybody wants only profits. So nobody wants suffering. They say like that. But ultimately we all want only one thing. Happiness.
Some argue, how can life be truly happy if it is not mixed with some sorrow also? Let's learn to love sorrow.
That is foolishness. Huh? Like one fellow called a moron. Huh? He was hitting on the wall. Pat, pat, pat. His friend came and asked him, hey, why are you hitting? He said, when I am not hitting, I am happy. He said, huh? When I am taking my head away, I am happy. Therefore, I am hitting. Similarly, these people say you need suffering in order to experience happiness. Huh? You don't need suffering. You don't need suffering at all. You want only happiness. I read further.
A creator of any commodity has the best knowledge about his product. Similarly, Lord Sri Krishna is accepted by all authoritative sources to be the supreme personality of Godhead and as the source of everything, including material world. Who can give us better information about the world we are living in than him? He labels this world as Dukhalayam, which means abode of miseries. Just as we call Himalaya abode of snow, sometimes we find a board, beware of dogs or trespassers will be persecuted. Anyone who ignores such warnings should be prepared to face dangerous consequences. Thus, one who is serious about life's goal should take note of the Lord's teachings in Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah. So that's what I showed you this verse 2 minutes ago. Recite this again. Mamapetya punarjanma dukkhalayamashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmanah samsiddhim paramam gataha. See, mam means me. Upetya means come back to me. Huh? So those who are my devotees, they come back to me. Who comes back to me? Mahatmanaha mam upetya. The Mahatma devotees come back to me. What doesn't happen to them? Na apnuvanti. They don't come back. How? What na apnuvanti? Na apnuvanti punarjanma dukkhalayam. Huh? My Mahatma devotees never come back to this world. Because this world is dukkhalayam ashashvatam. Dukkha alaya, he says. Himalaya means, mountain of snow. Huh? Pustakalaya means a place where all books are arranged, isn't it? Yeah, like that. Similarly, dukkhalaya means where there are suffering. Like people are giving suffering to one another. Mosquito bites me and I roast the mosquito with electric bat. Both are giving trouble to each other. You will also see you can see that one animal gives trouble to another in the material world. It's a cheetah. Isn't it? Yeah. So the weaker ones are attacked by the mightier ones. That's all. Guy on there. See? Huh? Yes, huh? So the weaker ones are swallowed by the bigger ones, mightier ones, isn't it? Not only in insect kingdom or kingdom, you'll find that jivo jivasya jivanam principle in the material world. Isn't it? Even human beings also. The Nokia company was swallowed by who? Similarly, WhatsApp was swallowed by Facebook company. You will see that. Nokia by Microsoft, I think. Yeah. You will always see smaller companies are swallowed by bigger companies. More intelligent people swallow less intelligent people. It's jobs. Yeah? You will see that. So this is material world. So that is why he says Dukhalayam ashashvatam. Also there is old age, disease and death. One boy was telling me, Papaji, my birth is already over and death is far away. And I'm a young boy. I'm not an old man. Which means I don't have much problem. My body is also healthy. Huh? I'm not very diseased, he said. So then I told him, okay, do this activity, you will understand. Okay, you all can do this activity now. Hurry and worry from the womb to tomb. Book has come, booklet. You will give, no, you don't have to give. Just give the bunch, they will distribute it amongst themselves. Give one more bunch behind, Prabhus. Give one bunch to behind. You just take, no, don't carry the whole bunch. Give half of it behind. Half of it you give it to behind. Give it back. You give another half to behind, like this side also.
Hare Krishna. Actually, these booklets are limited. So, three devotees can share one booklet. And for future exercises also, you can refer this. So, this is for one workshop. Next workshop onwards, we'll have a separate booklet for each individual devotee. Hare Krishna.
What you have to do, you have to match the left side to the right side. Huh? There is a table like this. The anxiety you experience in life and in which age group you experience which anxiety, you have to find out. Okay? It goes like this. You will need the booklet. You can't see here in the, just you can't see it here because it's in 2 pages.
Piche, piche.
This side, nobody got this side.
Piche, piche. This. Who else is remaining? This.
You see, one very easy way to find out this is go to the right side column, go from childhood up to old age. Huh? Find out which is the smallest baby child, and then go to boy, school going boy, then a college boy, then a working boy. Like that, if you see up to the old age, and then match it with the left side, whichever one matches the most. That's the easiest way to find. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the answers now. You can check it yourself. Okay. See, let us go from the smallest child. See, smallest child, baby. You see, caring for a baby is item 7. Please read it, one of you. Item 7, you read it. Here, take the mic.
Okay.
Parents.
Parents are also put to anxiety to protect you from sickness, fire, blade, reptiles, accidents, etc.
How many of you got it right? That one? Okay. So after the baby, then 5-year-old child is item 1. Okay. You got it right? Okay. What is 1?
Demanding toys, chocolates.
Yeah, correct. Then after that, it becomes a school, school going child. 6. Okay.
Not wanting to go to school.
Correct. How many of you got that right? Okay. Yeah. And after that, school going child, then boy in 10th standard, item 3. Yes?
Parents' pressure, peer pressure, you work hard day and night at the cost of health and play.
Yeah. See, you will see that all these age groups are giving anxiety. When I was a 5-year-old boy in my school days, we never went to school up to the age of 5 or 6. Nowadays, children go to school at what age? 3 years also. Correct, now? So we were just playing in the village. Huh? We used to go to the riverside, play in the bank of the river, eat mangoes, go in the bullock cart. Huh? We had a very nice, fun time. So one day, my mother dressed me up in blue and white and put some socks and shoe and everything. I asked, what is this? She said, today is a very special day. Huh? She said. Then she took me and then handed me over to one man in khaki and khaki. He was wearing dress with a big mustache. Huh? He caught me and put me inside the bus and closed the door. Huh? And I cried loudly. I was pounding on him. Huh? He said, hey, sit peacefully. And I was crying. I looked out of the window to my mother. My mother was smiling and saying, tata, tata. Tata, tata, go beta. Huh? Like that she said. So that evening I came back crying. I told my mother all day what happened in the school and everything. I never knew that. I thought that's the only day in my life I have to go to school. Huh? The next day again she was dressing me up, same uniform. I was again afraid. Are you going to hand me over to that fellow? And she said, no, beta, we are just going to park. we will just have a walk to the park and come back. So she took me out. Sure enough, the same bus came. Same conductor, same fellow caught me. So the idea is the child doesn't want to be separated from, but in this world, we are forced to be separated. And after that, when you go to school, you are in 6th standard, 7th standard, you have to carry a lot of books on your back. Then you have to study for IIT. In South India, one mother was telling me, Swamiji, I think my son has some mental problem. Can I please talk to him? I asked, what is he doing? He's in his 11th standard, studying for IIT JEE. But he becomes very much depressed. Please talk to him. So I took him to another room and asked him, what's your problem? He said, Prabhuji, I don't have problem. My mother has problem. I asked, what is the problem? Prabhu, she always is behind me. Get into IIT, get into IIT. She bombards me, brainwashes me. I told her that I can't write this exam. It's too much for me. I can write CET and go for some local college. But she wants me to be in IIT so that she can show off to her friends. And she doesn't allow me to sleep. Night she's giving me coffee and tea and says, Beta, sit down. I will also be awake. You also be awake. Abhi padho beta. Padho, maro, lekin IIT ke andar ghus jao. After that, we will see. Now, once you get into IIT, then you can relax. So whenever I look at my mother, she is like a big booth for me. Therefore, I am very depressed. Then I told the mother, Madam, if you don't pressurize him for IIT, allow him to study in another place, then all his mind will become peaceful. That means who is having tension, boy or the mother? Both. Both have tension. Boy also want to prove to his friends and the world, parents also. So that means there is anxiety in everybody. Childhood, there is anxiety. And if you are a small baby, parents are afraid. This fellow will take a cooker weight and put in the mouth. Or he'll touch fire. Or he'll take a knife and cut his finger. Sometimes a child sees water in a big bucket. Small baby peeps in and then he falls upside down inside. Parents have fear. So small baby has problem. School-going child has problem. Boy has problem. Isn't it? An engineering student, is he free from problem? What is his problem? Item 5. Read that.
You have to complete about 50 subjects and give exams. So you are tossed from happiness to distress and back and forth based on the results. Then there is anxiety of not failing in exams, getting a dream job, overcoming incompetence, etc.
Correct, no? First 3 years, you have to clear the subjects. And final year, you have to get placed in a job. There's always anxiety that you may not get, You just go to Google and search, what are the jobs going to be replaced by robots, AI robots, in the coming 5 years? 25 jobs are going to be replaced. You will see that. Because now there are 4 levels of cognition. Earlier, the robots were very rudimentary and they were doing mechanical jobs like, putting a screw and things like that. But now the robots are used as receptionists. Robots can be used for driving the cars. Robots can be used for market scanning, market assessment, comparing, offering inputs for negotiation. Many things they can do now. Basically, what they have like we have this what do you call it? Expert systems where they gather brain of multiple intelligent people, put it all together and pull up. Same principle with ChatGPT or Bard also. Like you go to ChatGPT and tell him to write an article. Give me an article on, I just the other day I told ChatGPT, give me an article on mind management. So he gave an article with lot of speculative things. Then I said, hey ChatGPT, give me only from A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Then he gave a beautiful article only from Prabhupada books. Basically what he does, whatever area you tell him to access, he will access that. Otherwise he will access everywhere and bring all speculative things. So he gave from Prabhupada books. Then I told, give me all the shloka quotes on mind management. Cut, all the mind thing he gives. So he is much faster than any human being, correct now? So if ChatGPT can do, now many of the teachers have a big problem how to assess the students now. Because it is a student's brain or ChatGPT brain, they don't know. Isn't it? So now the teachers are also coming up with new systems for evaluation now of the students to assess their brain, what is their understanding of the subject. So the world is going pretty fast. So you will see that all of you students, you are in first year now. By the time you come to fourth year, the technology is advancing fast. What type of jobs you will get? So it leads to a lot of anxiety. Recently, the Monk companies, you know that? Meta and Amazon and Apple and Netflix and Google. These five are considered like fortune companies, big companies. So they laid off several lakhs of people. So that has caused a lot of anxiety to the engineers. So that's the point here. Even though you struggle hard to finish your engineering, there is no assurance of a safe job. So many lakhs of engineers pass out in India. So material world causes such anxieties. Okay. After that, you are okay. After doing job for a couple of years, item number 2, correct? No. What is number after doing? Now you got a job somehow. Read that.
Better paying job with more prestige.
Correct, no? That's anxiety. Oh, this company is just paying me 40,000 rupees. My friends are all making 1.5 lakh per month. I need a bigger job with better payment. Correct, no? No, you think like that. Isn't it? Okay, now you got a high paying job now. You got a big job now. Big company, big job, mota job, fat salary. But what happens? 8. I read it.
Work 16 hours a day that forces you to put relationships, good health, personal time, everything to backseat with money as the only goal.
Correct, huh? So if you work 16 hours a day, which means a fat job means they remove 4 people and put 1 person in that place, which is yourself. And you have to work, all the fellows work together. That is also causing anxiety. Okay. And when you come to marriageable age, what is anxiety? Let us see.
Spouse should not be a demon, else whole life will be miserable.
Correct, no? Everybody is afraid. Sometimes you marry a girl, after the marriage you come to know that she already had a boyfriend and she did all nonsense with him. Or even after marrying you, she is still connecting with some boy. She is not close to you, she is close to somebody else. How painful it is. Or some women look very beautiful, but they are like Putana. She is dancing on your head. So you have a fear when you are about to enter married life. Parents are insisting you marry this girl. Okay. Now you married, then after marriage, what is the anxiety? Number 9. What is 9?
If you don't get a child for next 5 years, relatives and friends will ask you, where is the child? You go from one doctor to another, one astrologer to another. With the anxiety of having a child, there is fear of misunderstanding and divorce.
Yeah. So some people don't get a child for 10 years after marriage. All friends are asking, why no child? Why no child? They go to various temples, they pray to different demigods, they go to doctors. They try to find out what can they do. So sometimes a man divorces a wife and marries another wife for want of a child. Or sometimes they have misunderstanding with one another. So some people, either the man lacks potency or the woman lacks fertility or whatever. So this is another anxiety after marriage. In case they got a child, then they have, I already told you what happens. Let us say they got a daughter. What happens? Grown up teenage daughter, 12th.
Nobody should exploit her, or she should not elope with the boy or bring disgrace to the family.
Correct, no? Every parent wants to see the daughter married and peacefully settled, not run away with the boy. Okay, somebody may say, I don't want a girl child, I want a boy child. Having a boy child, is it all right? What is 11?
Growing him up without falling prey to drugs, bad company, not to become a vagabond, but become responsible.
That is another fear. Parents have. We should not become a vagabond. Yeah. Yeah, these are the things. Yeah, when you get old and diseased, then item 10, read that.
Body is not cooperating, eyes are blurred, ears are hard of hearing, knees and joints are paining, digestive system is dead. You cannot pass urine or stool. Sometimes you pass them in the bed without knowledge. White hair shows up, notice for death, and warning of death seems bitter and painful. No one seems to want you anymore. Your advice and suggestions fall in deaf ears of others. That causes suffering.
See, there is physical suffering, there is mental suffering, correct, no? Physical suffering is diseases. And there is a disease called uremia. Uremia means you have urine in the bladder but doesn't come out. They have to put an injection and take it out. How many of you know catheter? You have seen catheter? People wearing catheter, you have seen that? Yeah. Not many have. Many of you have seen. You should see some old people. Huh? How many of you have seen catheter? Okay, few. So catheter means they make a method to may help you remove the urine from the bladder. It's a horrible thing it is. Huh? Similarly, some people are unable to pass stool. Then they put some basti from behind, from buttocks. They have to give some liquids inside and get it out, like enema kind of thing. They have to do that. Similarly, some people have knee pain, arthritis. Some people have back pain. Some people liver is not working. Lungs are not working. Somebody has brain tumor. Now they have Alzheimer also. Huh? Alzheimer disease. So in old age, body suffers from diseases. Huh? And the mind suffers from depression. I told you why depression? Any reason? Because nobody wants to listen to you. Huh? Sons, daughters, they all think he's oldie now. Coach, badbad mat karo, chupchap so jao. Huh? They say like that. Nobody wants to listen. Huh? Yavat, he says, Shankaracharya sings in one song. Yavat vitta uparjana saktaha tavat nija parivaro raktaha paschajivati jarjara dehe vartam kopina pruchati gehe bhaja govindam govindam bhaja mudhamate. Now what he says, yavat vitta uparjana saktaha. Sakta ka matlab hai capable. You are capable of earning money. That much time only they will respect you. Yeah. The moment they see that this fellow has become an old man, he can't earn money. He is like an old ox which cannot plow the field. Huh? Then they tell him, so jao. Huh? Give him a cot, just give him some food. Kaho, so jao, kuch badbad mat karo. Huh? Nobody cares for his words. And that fellow want to give a lot of upadesh. Nobody wants upadesh. Huh? They reject him. Yavad vita upadana saktaha, tavad nija parivaro raktaha. The nija parivar, the family members are attached to him because he brings money. And then he's saying, Paschat jivati jarjara dehe. When body gets old and he can't bring any money, vartam kopina prachitke, koi sunega nahi uski baat. Nobody will listen to him. Once you stop bringing money, nobody will want you. So that causes depression for the old man, he says. So now how many of you can see from womb to tomb, at any cross-section of life, there is suffering? How many of you can see that? Correct, no? Yeah, that's the point we are making here. The activity is called womb to tomb, see? Hurry and worry, from womb to tomb. Therefore, this material world is called what alayam? Sukhalayam. And ashashvata means temporary. Okay, now there is another activity for you. Here, there are 7 stages of life. See, there are 7 stages of life. You can see this one. See here, as soon as a child is born, it passes some stool and urine and then goes to school and then memorizes mathematical tables. Then he becomes teen, and then in teenage people, boy and girl connect in romance. Then he grows up and gets married, and then he purchases a house, purchases a car and spends a lot of money. And then when he gets older, he gets sick, he eats medicines. And then when he gets further old, he writes a will and then he dies. So these are 7 stages of life. Can you find out now? You have to match. I gave you a clue just now. I explained the whole life in a very short way. Can I show the answer? All of you ready? Huh? You can see the answers. Now you can see the answers. See, let us go from a newborn child, item 6. What he does, spills. He spills stool and urine. Huh? Then after that, school-going child, 4. He drills 2, 1, sa, 2, 2, 2, sa, 4. That is drills. Huh? Then he becomes a teenage child, teenage boy. 7. Thrills. He gets into thrilling romantic relationships and all. Huh? Thrill. When he goes to school and college. Then he becomes, then after that he, okay, after marriage, 2. Then he gets bills. He has to pay bills. Huh? Rent for the house and car tax and electricity bill and all that. Then eventually he gets, to old age, 5. He gets ills, huh? Sicknesses. Finally, when he's bedridden in old age, he writes wills. How many have you got all the 7 right? Very good, that's nice. Okay, the first activity, from womb to tomb, 13 questions. How many have you got all the answers right? 13 of. Oh, very good. Good number, got. And here also, how many of you got the first activity and second activity both right, with not a single mistake? You got both right. Come, all of you come. You can take prize. 1 and 2 together. Those who got all the answers right, you can come. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
So now you all got a fair idea about the nature of the material world, how this world is. Huh? Okay, let us quickly revise which you all have heard in the previous camps also. Anybody knows what is Adhyatmika, Adhibhautika, Adhidaivika? Huh? Adhyatmika means what? Adhyatmika? Miseries from our own body and mind. Body gives diseases, mind gives depression and all the problem. Huh? Adhibhautika means? From other living beings like mosquitoes or pickpocketers, terrorists, huh? Like that. Adi Daivika means like earthquakes, from demigods, yeah, earthquakes, tornadoes, or like tsunami and all that. Huh? So these three represent Durga Devi's Trishul. Huh? I told you she gives kick. That kick she gives with these three only. So these three can also be seen all through our life. Right now we are undergoing summer heat, correct? No? Whether you are young or old, you have to tolerate heat of the summer. That is Adidevika. You can see that. Similarly, suffering, children also suffer. They beat one another and they cry. Youths also give suffering to one another. Adibhautika. You can see that. So, let us go ahead here. Read this. You are reading very well. Yeah, read it. Yeah.
Is suffering automatic or it is
No,
it
heading? Heading?
is suffering automatic?
No, heading?
Let us identify the cause of our suffering. Is suffering automatic or is it inflicted by someone?
Yeah, this is a question to all of you. Is suffering automatic or somebody gives you suffering? For example, you close your eyes. One of you close your eyes. You pinch your neighbor. You pinch your neighbor. You ask him, is he feeling pain? He's feeling pain. But he cannot see that you are pinching. But he knows somebody is pinching. Pain is not automatic. Pain is given by somebody. Is that clear? But now in this world also there is suffering. But one should ask the question, who is giving me that suffering? Like a thief is stealing. And then he's caught by the police and the police beats him. So he knows that if I steal, I will get suffering. Correct, no? But when a person smokes cigarette, he gets a lung cancer. Who is giving that suffering? Or a person is drinking liquor, he gets liver cirrhosis. Who gives that suffering? When a man is indulging in illicit sex with a woman, he gets AIDS and other sexually transmitted diseases. Who gives the suffering? That means there is suffering. So suffering cannot be automatic. Somebody must be avoiding. In company, promotion and demotion are automatic or somebody gives it? Somebody gives it. Like you all are earning degree. Is degree automatic or somebody gives degree? Somebody gives you. Somebody awards you marks. One should think about it. Who is giving that suffering? And that suffering is given by the agent called as Durga, who is personified material energy. That's what we are saying. Read further.
Although everyone is looking for unlimited happiness and no suffering, they get the opposite. All of us have experienced that suffering comes in our lives unseeked, unasked for.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to just endure it without questioning? Most people do just that.
Just that. Because they just tolerate suffering and go on. They don't know from where the suffering is coming. See, it's foolishness actually. For example, if you get viral fever, will you keep quiet or you'll go to doctor? You'll go to doctor. Otherwise, it will keep on increasing. You get malaria. If you don't cure it, it will get aggravated and one day we will die. Flu also. Like you are sneezing. During the corona time, one man in Pune, first he was sneezing. But then he was lazy to go to hospital. He thought that this is because there was little rain. I got wet on the head. I got little, it's all right. But he started sneezing too much. Then the corona had gone to the nose. Then it stays 4 days here and 2 days in the throat. Then it enters the lungs. So he waited for that. First, 3-4 days he neglected. From nose to here it went to throat. 2 more days he neglected. 8th day when he went, by that time doctor said the corona has entered into your lungs now. Now he had a breathing problem. He couldn't just breathe. Then they had to give oxygen cylinder. They spent 8 lakhs on him. Doctor said 8 days before if you came, you would not have spent this 8 lakhs. Somehow you marginally saved. So why am I telling you, a stitch in time saves 9. That's the saying. So here also we are saying that when suffering comes, don't try to... Okay, one interesting thing. How many of you have seen sometimes this bottle gourd sabji is extremely bitter? Sometimes, not always. Occasionally anybody felt it? Extremely bitter, you have seen that? Never eat it. Doctor said it is poisonous. Whenever you find the sabji is extremely bitter, bottle gourd or snake gourd, One time I was also eating, then I wanted to check it with the doctor. Doctor said the sabji is generally good, but occasionally it is extremely bitter because it is poisonous. If you eat that, you will get food poisoning. You know that? Once you throw it away. So that is a symptom. See how wonderful Krishna's nature is. If something is wrong, it gives you indication also. Correct, no? But even Karela will not be so bitter. You've seen that? Karela is actually medicine. Then Karela means the bitter gourd. See, bitter gourd or neem It is little bitter, but it is medicinal. But if bottle gourd is bitter, it is unusual. One should not eat that. So your body also has signals like that. Like when you get fever, your body gets hot. You've seen that? Tongue gets bitter. Body is hot. Some uneasiness you feel. Is that uneasiness good or bad? Heat of the body. What do you think? Heat in the body, tongue is bitter, body is feeling uneasiness, you want to lie down. When you lie down, you want to get up. When you get up, you want to lie down. Some uneasiness is there. Is that good or bad? Okay, how many of you say it's good? It's good. Okay, only about 15, 20 hands are up. How many of you say it's bad? Yeah. Okay, bad is more actually. Okay. Actually, why it is good? Anybody can say? Those who raise the hand? Yeah, please give the mic. Take the mic. Yeah.
Because there is problem in the body. It
You
is
can, you can keep it like this.
it is indicating that the body has some problem. That's why
Exactly. It's an indicator. Give him one applause. Good. Correct. It's an indicator. Huh? See, is indicator good or bad? Yeah, it's good. Huh? Like I one time went to a doctor, there was one wound in the body just causing pain. Doctor said, see, I will give you a painkiller which will suppress the pain so you won't feel the pain. I told the doctor, I will not eat the painkiller because otherwise I will not know what is the problem. Correct, no? Simply what is the meaning of suppressing the pain? Huh? The pain is good actually because it indicates that there is some disorder in the body. Then you take the medicine, then you get cured. So the fever gives symptoms. Similarly, in this world, if I am suffering, something I am doing wrong because of which I am suffering. Huh? Like if I smoke, lungs are getting problem. Huh? You will see that. I'll just show you.
We all know that drinking, drugs, and fast food are bad for you.
The bit that I like the most is the skip.
But when it comes to young Brits, nothing gets in the way of a good time.
Each of this is causing so much pain, you see. These pains indicate that they are doing something wrong, correct, no? Only when you do something wrong, you get the pain. Go ahead.
When they get some pain, they just try to cover it up with some medicine without asking who is causing it and why. But an intelligent person understands that suffering can never be automatic, it has to be inflicted by someone. For example, suppose someone pinches you when your eyes are blindfolded. Although you can't see who is pinching you, you know for sure that the pain is not automatic, someone is causing it.
So here is a story of a sparrow struggling against superior arrangement. So there is an activity here below that. So I will tell you this story, long story cut short, I'll tell you. You see, when Srila Prabhupada was in Vrindavan, there was one devotee who was putting oil on Prabhupada's head and massaging Prabhupada. He was sitting outside in a veranda. And there was a triangular hole in that hut. In villages, you will find a hole for keeping a lamp. You see that? So one sparrow came and put some straw there to build some kind of nest in that. So Prabhupada was observing. And the disciple took out the straw. Again, the sparrow brought and put some straw again. Second time. Again, he removed it. Repeatedly, it was coming. Then the Prabhupada disciple took a ball of paper ball, and he inserted it inside so that the sparrow won't come. And Prabhupada was telling, these sparrows make a lot of noise in the morning when I am translating Bhagavatam. Cho, 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 they make sounds. It's disturbing. I can't pay attention. So the disciple said, okay, Prabhupada, I will put a paper ball, they won't come. But the sparrow came and pulled out the paper ball. Again, he was coming and putting straw to make a nest. Then the disciple took one cardboard box, tightly he made it, and then he inserted inside. Now the sparrow brought his mate also, two of them. They are moving around, trying to take out. They just couldn't pull it. It was very tight. Half an hour they tried. Then they accepted the defeat and they went away. So when Prabhupada saw that, this is what Prabhupada said. I'll show you what he said. See, Prabhupada said here. Please read that. Prabhupada then drew an interesting parallel.
Prabhupada then drew an interesting parallel. He told me that even though the birds had eyes, they could not see. Although they were trying so hard to build their house, they could not see that the person who had prevented them stood nearby watching. So they continued on in ignorance, trying to make adjustments and struggling against the superior arrangement. He explained how, in the same way, the materialistic persons, though having eyes, are unable to see how Maya, the material energy, is supervising all their efforts. They simply struggle on, making adjustments, hoping to improve their lives and secure their place in the material world, not understanding that Maya is watching their every move and defeating them at every step.
So you will see the materialistic people, they try to make adjustment and go on. You will see that if it is too hot, they will put some AC. If it is too cold, they will put some heat pump. If, if they have to go to company for several miles, they will arrange a motor car. So Prabhupada is saying that somehow man is trying to adjust and go on with his life. But still he cannot escape old age, disease and death. They will come. So their plans are all thwarted by Maya Devi, he is saying. Not understand. So I have a question for all of you here. You have to give one or two examples on from modern times for each of the statements below. Read the first statement.
The materialistic persons, though having eyes, are unable to see how Maya, the material energy, is supervising all their efforts.
They simply struggle on, Prabhupada said. So I have given examples here. Read that.
First, packed trains, polluted air and water, unhealthy food and habits, all for money but no happiness.
Correct. Why did man come to city leaving the villages? Tell me. Because there is money. Money is honey. Man wanted money. So for that, he has packed trains in Bombay, if you see. Polluted air. There is air pollution, water pollution, fast food, bad habits. Ultimately, all these things for money. Like I was in Hyderabad, there is one computer company which has 20,000 employees in that place. So one housing colony was like vertical building, tall building. They said in these houses, husband and wives live, but there is no kitchen, they said. Then I asked, then where will they cook? They don't cook at all, he said. They both husband and wife are IT engineers. They come down and eat in the mess and go to company. And they eat at different times. She goes to America, husband goes to Australia. They go to different places, they fly here and there, and they fly with different colleagues also in the office. And they divorce also after marriage. After 2-3 years, they divorce and marry another. So life is like cats and dogs only there, if you see. Because the wife is not cooking for the husband and feeding the husband and children. There is no family culture there. Husband and wife live in one house, but then they come at different times and eat at different times and go. So basically for money, man has become ready to do anything. Correct or not? Isn't it? Man has become so foolish. So, like for example, man is actually earning luxuries at the cost of necessities, we say. Can you say the difference between the two? What is luxury? What is necessity? Like big cars, it's a luxury. TV, luxury. Flying in planes, luxury. Isn't it? Lavish, big houses, that is luxury. What are necessities? Can you say some example? Food, good food. Correct. Yeah? He's saying roti kapda makan. That is necessary. Basic things. There people are seeing their throwing sun. For example, fresh air you cannot breathe. Pure water you cannot drink. People cannot eat good food nowadays. People are running. You can see that. That means at the cost of necessities they are enjoying luxuries. You can see that. So they're struggling on. Struggle against nature, artificial lifestyle, Pepsi, fruity, fast food, etc. Destroying nature and creating concrete jungle, synthetic items and bringing it. So, okay, similarly, you have to give example. For making adjustments, hoping to improve their lives, you have to give example for that. Anybody? Give the mic to. How about they making adjustments, somehow trying to go on?
And the people work very hard 16 hours a day to earn money very much, but after some time they will become ill and all their money will be lost.
Correct, yeah.
So Maya Devi is proposing that he will have this much money only, he cannot earn more. If he earn more, he will have to face difficulties and all the money will be gone.
Correct. What he is saying is correct. That, for example, if I deserve only, say, 40,000 rupees monthly, but I earn 50,000, the 10,000 will go in back pain to doctor and other people. It will go away. Like that he is saying. That's correct. But here there is a point given here. Making adjustments is saying. What adjustment is man making in order to somehow go on dragging with life? Give the mic to him. Behind.
We create global warming and the summer become more hot and then we install AC to cool.
That's an example of making adjustment. Very good. Good example. Good. Thank you. Others, yeah?
Developing smartphones and putting more money into making better technology, but smartphone addiction is a major problem in depression and other.
That is correct. But where is he making adjustment to improve the situation? Why did he make smartphone? You have to say. You have to, like for example, making improvement means somebody is dying. So I put a ventilator to prolong his life. That is making adjustment. Because you don't want death. So you put some ventilator and extend the life. But he can't speak. He's like vegetable. Like that. He's like that. So what are the things where he is making adjustment? For example, I am getting wrinkles in the body. So they use facelift. That's adjustment. I am getting black hair. Black hair is becoming white hair. What they do? Put hair dye. Correct, no? All my teeth are gone. When I look like that. Then they put a teeth set. Correct, no? You put a teeth set and they look like very young. When they go home, they'll remove the teeth set and give it. How ugly they look. Or I don't have any hair. Then they put a wig. Correct. These are adjustments. Like that, you have to give examples on how man is making adjustment to improve his life. Give the mic here. Yeah. Not working?
I'm audible, Prabhuji? Yeah. To increase the agricultural output, he uses more pesticides.
He is saying the crops grow very slow in order to increase the growth of the crops. And why they have to increase the growth of the crops? You can say that. Why do they need to increase? Because not many farmers are cultivating paddy.
They are greed of more money in that way.
Yeah, they are cultivating tobacco or sugar cane. So less farmers are cultivating rice. So in order to increase the quantity of rice, they put pesticides and they put, what do you call it? And that fertilizers to grow faster, chemical fertilizers. That's a good example. Very good. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, even though people are suffering because of
Mic is on? Fully on.
Hello. Even though people are suffering because of their jobs, they are taking the depression pills and still going on with the same job.
That's adjustment. Very good. Sleeping pills. Yeah. They are trying to sleep by eating sleeping pills. Yeah. Then yours?
Hare Krishna, bro. We see people are trying to find to buy new soft mattresses. But what is the point if they can't sleep? People are suffering from insomnia. So many people are suffering from insomnia these days.
He's saying because people are suffering from insomnia, in order to get good sleep, they try to buy special type of soft mattress, but that doesn't help them to sleep. He's saying. Right. Adjustments they're making. Any more? One more hand was up that side. Yeah. Give the mic to them. Making adjustments.
In previously, women used to truth by using the rolls heavily, but now it has transformed to hand mixers so that they can improve their lives, and it is easily happened.
Yeah, he's saying that people used to use heavy stone grinders in those days. How many of you have seen that? You have seen in the village? Oh, many of you have seen. Yeah, my mother used to have a huge one, and this also silpata. This also. Now women are thinking now, why to work so hard? Let's put in a machine. That's all. It's ready. But then later on you find when you're 40, 45, your body has become stiff like a robo, Then you walk like this. Then you go to doctor says, you should do some exercise like this. Or you should do some exercise like this. Actually, if she was always drawing water, if she was always doing this, then she doesn't have to go to doctor. Correct or not? But because they didn't do exercise, they did everything in machine. Now they have to do the same exercise what they would do otherwise in the villages. You understand what I'm saying? So they are making adjustments like this to improve life, but they are not improving life. They are degrading in life. See here, examples. Read that. Where's the mic? Where's the mic with you? Building flyovers with big money and great endeavors due to increase in vehicles. These are all adjustments. See, road gets filled up with traffic, then they make a flyover. Flyover also gets filled up, then they make flyover. One more and that up. In America, you'll see one here, one going like this. No matter how many you make, although you call it as flyover, it's only crawl over because there is so much of heavy traffic. In Pune morning, you will see the IT area, vehicles will go inch by inch like this. You go little bit, you go, you have to stop. Again, little bit, you go, you stop. If you feel better, get down and walk, you will go faster. Feel like that, So they are not improving, they are only degrading, saying. Another point is saying, they want to secure their place in the material world. What all they are doing? Secure means they don't want to leave the material world. They want to hang on here. For that, what all they are doing? Give the mic to you. Yeah, they're going to demigods to extend their life. Okay? And then you have to fully switch on. I can't hear. Okay, anybody else? Loudly you shout, then I can hear. Yeah.
So, like we see, the scientists, they are trying to find lives on different planets.
They are thinking that this planet is already in trouble. Let us find out another planet so we can go there and exploit that also. Very good. Yeah, they are trying to secure by going to another planet. Good. Okay. Next.
Making homes and buildings of that lasts for the 50 years and 100 years, but they're even their life is not limited, is not fixed when they will death.
Oh, I didn't hear that first part. Tell me again.
They are making buildings that they can live for more than 100 years.
They are paintings,
Making homes and buildings.
Oh, buildings. Okay. So they are making buildings to live longer.
But their death is not fixed.
Oh, right. He's saying to secure their place in the world, they make their own house, big building, not knowing how long they will live. Correct, no? Good. That's a good point. Thank you. What else? There are many hands up. Give them, cut quickly. Quickly give them.
Just as a middle class family, they think that, okay, let's create some houses and get some land and get some insurance, get our daughter married and just settle up, and afterwards we can do bhakti. So they're just planning to make themselves secure in this place. And
exactly, he always thinks how to make more money now, how to build my own house, how to expand my lands, expand my bank balance. Bhakti is always there in old age we can do. People think like that, but nobody thinks death can come anytime. During the COVID time, even children died. Even young people died. That's good. Very good answer. People not knowing death can come at any time, they go on making plans to remain in the world. Yes? You all saw the Kailash drama, correct, no? Correct, you remember Kailash drama? So how many of you saw Kailash drama? Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Scientists are experimenting with medicines so as to have prolonged life.
Correct. Medicines to prolong life. Very good. Their whole idea is to find out ways and means to prolong life. Very good. Then?
Scientists are creating instruments and artificial organs to elongate the lifestyle.
Correct. That's a beautiful example. Artificial organs. Like they are giving bypass surgery, they are planting some liver, they are planting some eyes. Somehow or other change the, wearing out instruments and prolong life, not knowing what is the soul, what is the body. Soul, never dies. They don't know about that. They're just repairing the body and going on with the body. Very good example.
Sir.
Yeah?
So like many yogis are also there, even though they know all this.
Raise the hand.
Sir, here.
Yeah.
There are many yogis are there, they know about soul and all, but they still try to stay in the material world by going to other higher planets where they can have...
getting some powers.
And getting some powers and extend their life.
Very good. Nice example. So very good example. So you all got an understanding now. Not understanding that Maya is watching their every move and defeating them at every step. So how many of you can see in the material world, Maya is defeating the plans of the people and people are not able to face that defeat. One example is tsunami, which came in Marina Beach. Correct, no? 3.8 lakh people were washed away. So man, is proud of his scientific advancement, but nobody can stop such tsunami. In one country, they were making a wall so that the waves will not, come and produce tsunami. But what if tsunami comes beyond that wall? Well, how much high amplitude will be, nobody can say, correct, no? Yeah. So any example? How
scientists trying to create life artificially. Prabhuji, here. Scientists trying to create life artificially in labs, but every step they fail. Still they won't accept it.
Okay. He's talking about defeating. Although they tried to create life, they have been repeatedly defeated. That's a good point. Thank you. Yeah. Another example of defeat is this HIV, which produces AIDS. There are millions of researches going on across the globe because sex is a very important thing for many people. But they get AIDS. So to stop AIDS, last 4 decades, 3 decades, researches are going on. Till date, nobody has come up with a solution. God is so powerful. He can create a HIV which nobody can defeat. No man can defeat. One team came to Pune, to our temple. Few doctors came. They said, Swamiji, we want to have a special interview with you. I asked, what is the matter? They said, we heard that you have some 100 brahmacharis in your temple. We want to give one injection to them and conduct one test in their body. How this medicine responds. Because we want men who have never touched a woman. We want people like that to conduct this test. Then I asked them, okay, if I allow you to do this, what is the result of that? What is your goal by this? Our goal is to find out a medicine for HIV so that men and women can freely have sex and not get AIDS disease. And all over the world, they can have the freedom to enjoy life. So then I told them, see, if you want for Krishna's service, I will give you every drop of my blood, I will give you. But for enjoying man and woman enjoyment freely, you want to give, which is opposing Krishna's plan, because Krishna says no illicit sex. And you want to promote that, I will not even give you 1 drop of blood also, get out. I told them. You understand what I said? Huh? So they want the brahmacharis to give their time and energy and the body for some test for stopping the HIV so that the whole world can enjoy freely. Huh? So they have been researching a lot. They could never find because God is far more powerful. So they are getting defeated in their attempts. Till date, nobody is able to stop. Even though they have stopped smallpox, chickenpox, but new diseases have come now. There was an article in newspaper which says if there were 10 diseases before, now there are 100 diseases now. Huh? The man cannot suppress. You suppress one disease, it comes another way. It comes. Huh? Anything else? I have given an example. See, read that. Tsunamis.
Hello.
Mike.
Tsunamis, earthquakes, cyclones, too much heat, too much cold, all beyond human control.
Yeah. Man cannot stop this. You cannot defeat this. Huh? Yeah. So you got an idea. And these are all external problems. Now see the internal problems here. This is called material desires. Huh? Okay, I'll show you examples. See, a man who has a cycle, he wants a scooter. A man has a scooter, he wants car. One has a car, he wants. One has a helicopter, he wants his own plane. Huh? A village boy want to come to city. City boy want to go to USA. USA want to go to other planets. Everybody is thinking this means greed means more. Huh? They always want to increase their enjoyment. In Pune, there is one company, nano car they call it. You have seen nano car? It has a like this kind of thing. You seen that? Small. So this company says for the 40 lakh people of Pune, we want to supply 40 lakh cars. Is it a good idea? Idea is good. You can have your own car, but no car can move at all in the road. There will be no place. So everybody is greedy now. See, I've given you here. You know, our desires multiply in arithmetic progression, but our ability to see here, if your power to satisfy desires increases in arithmetic progression, our power of our desires increases in geometric progression. You know the geometric progression, right? AR to the power of n minus 1. Huh? So it is increasing so fast, but our ability is not there to fulfill. Therefore, people are frustrated. Imagine, for example, say you have 1 lakh rupees, but your desires are 10 lakh. Will you be satisfied? You'll be frustrated. Huh? Therefore, Bill Gates is he happy man or sad man? The answer will be depends. How much if his desires are more than his money, he is sad. Huh? If his desires are less than his money, he is happy. That's what I written. Lust means I want to enjoy, I want to enjoy, I want to enjoy. Greed means I want more to enjoy, I want more to enjoy. Anger means why can't I get what I want? Huh? So each of this, these three Krishna calls us, what do you call it? I mean, 3 gateways to hell, he calls it. I'll give you an activity here. Oh, answers are here. I'll show you one without answer. Okay, you can now fill up this. We'll give you a break after this. Huh? You can fill up this one. Insatiable material desire. Okay, ready? All of you, how many of you ready? You're done? I'm going to show the answers. Now you can check it. Okay. Insatiable material desire is the cause of all problems. See, from the beginning of the class, I am talking about, the external problems in the world. Birth, old age, disease, death. And I talked about Adhyatmika, Adhibhautika, Adhidevika, womb to tomb, suffering, all external. Now we are talking about the internal problems, lust, anger, and greed, how it's causing problem from inside. Check the answers. All the 10 answers I have shown here. First one is easy. Ravana, Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana, Vishwamitra, Indra, Alexander. See, all these fellows got into trouble, either because of lust or anger or greed. Trividam narakasyedam dwaram nashanamatmanah kama krodha tata lobhas tasmat etatrayam tyajet. Krishna is telling. Arjuna, these three are gateways to hell: lust, anger, and greed. Lust means adamant desire to enjoy. Huh? Yeah, adamant desire to enjoy. What enjoy? Enjoy the prohibited things. Like Ravana wanted to enjoy another man's wife. Dhritarashtra wanted another man's property. Huh? Yeah. Similarly, Duryodhana, he poisoned Bhima out of greed. Like that, Vishwamitra out of greed stole the cow of Vasishta. You see? All these fellows, either Kichaka became victim of being beaten up and killed by Bhima because you know the story of Kichaka, right? This Kichaka was in Viratadesh. Huh? One day he saw this Sairindri Draupadi, very beautiful looking. She went to give him fruits. He caught hold of her hand and pulled her hand. She escaped from him and ran away. She went and told the queen, this fellow is lusty rogue, he is pulling my hand. And the queen took note of that. Then she went to the kitchen and told Bhima, hey, do you know this fellow is trying to misbehave with me? Bhima said, you go and tell him to come to Rangamanch tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock. Huh? I will take care. And then he told Draupadi, dress me up just like to look like yourself. So then Bhima was sitting looking like Draupadi. Then this fellow went and kept his hand in her shoulder. And when that fellow turned around, he saw it's not Draupadi. Who it was? While Bhima took Kichaka and bet him. He put all his hands and legs inside his body and made him like a football. Huh? And completely made a pulp out of him. Huh? So he got killed because of his lust. Yeah. Like this you can see. Aurangzeb also greedy. He killed his brothers and put his father in prison. All these fellows, they are all victims of lust, anger and greed. So these three are internal enemies. So you got an idea. How many of you got all 10 right? Good, very good. There are about, almost 20 devotees. Why you got wrong, some of you? Anything? Which one you got wrong? Kichaka? Huh? Eighth, huh? Eighth is Duryodhana? Huh? Four, huh? Fourth is Ashwatthama. So fourth is one who forcibly took Kamadina cow of Vasishta's Vishwamitra. Eighth one is the Kichaka one. Some of you may not be aware of the Kichaka pastime, okay? Anybody else got anything else wrong? Other things are easy, huh? See, 3 reasons why material objects cannot satisfy our heart. I'm going to show you a short PPT and then we disperse. See, in this world I told you we're all looking for happiness, but happiness is of different levels, you see. In physical level, we all are happy with eatables. We are very eager for eating. Huh? Crackjack biscuit, drinking a cup of tea or eating cake and all that. Mentally, we may like to do some painting or sing some song, play some violin or something, or read some love letter or something. Play some piano. Huh? So these things last for a few months also, 3 months, 4 months, mentally. An intellectual move that you make in a chess match, you may be champion of the whole country. Maybe for 5 years, 6 years it may last. But when you go to spiritual pleasure, once you are awakened to your reality, I am not the body, I am spirit soul. And what is spirit soul? Spirit soul is servant of Lord. I am servant of God, I belong to spiritual world. Once you awaken that, the happiness goes beyond death also. Because after death, Krishna says, at the time of death, those who remember me, they will go back to my abode. Krishna says that. There was one, Gajendra? How many of you heard about Gajendra? Yeah. So this Gajendra was such a good soul. In the previous life, he had done some bhakti. The next life, But he called out Narayana's name, and Narayana came and took him to
कौसल्या सुप्रजा रामपूर्वा सन्ध्या प्रवर्तते उत्तिष्ठ नरशार्दूल कर्तव्यं दैवमान्धिकम् कौसल्या सुप्रजा रामपूर्वा सन्ध्या प्रवर्तते उत्तिष्ठ नरशार्दूल कर्तव्यं दैवमान्धिकम्.
So, this was Gajendra, as I showed you, because Gajendra in the previous life had done some bhakti and that continued in the next life. He remembered Lord Narayana and called him, then went back to Godhead. So, spiritual happiness, that is one famous verse which says that Ramante yogino anante satyananda chidatmane iti ramapade naso param brahma vidiyate. The very, very important verse. It says that yogis also want enjoyment, but their enjoyment is not like this, physical or mental or intellectual. Their happiness is spiritual. Satyananda, he says. Otherwise it is Mithyananda. In this world, happiness is all cheating pleasure. But the real pleasure is in spiritual platform with God. So they enjoy that unlimitedly. So now, in this world, people are happy like in various ways, by sports, or by intoxication, or parties, daredevil acts, crazy fashion, cheerleading, yeah. So, you know all these things. See, here is a very important chart based on Bhagavad Gita it is given. In spiritual life, initially you have to rise early in the morning and chant your 16 rounds and avoid 4 bad activities, illicit sex, meat eating and all that. So it's like poison in the beginning, difficult. But if you do that, what awaits you is nectar for all time to come. See, there's a big nectar awaiting you. Anandambudi Vardhanam. Whereas in material happiness, initially you get some nectar you get. See, if I show you a chocolate and a 500 rupee note, which one will you choose? How many people choose chocolate? Raise your hand. Nobody here, see? Only one hand up. How many will choose 500 rupee note? Because you know, in a 500 rupee note, there are 500 chocolates. So similarly, material happiness means like chocolate, whereas spiritual happiness means like 500 rupee note. Because subsequently you get nectar. Here, little nectar in the beginning, but there's a lot of poison that awaits. I showed you that video now, how people suffer after smoking, drinking. See, the senses, when they desire to enjoy sense objects, the pleasure you get is temporary. Whereas the senses, when they desire to serve Krishna, then you attain an eternal position. You understand this chart? Yeah, this Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, 5.22 and 6.28. So he says that don't use your senses to enjoy sense gratification foolishly, like all those 10 people, Ravana, Duryodhana, Aurangzeb and all we said. Use your soul, engage your soul in Krishna's service. So here I am going to show you 3 reasons why the objects in this world cannot make us happy. Okay, I will show you here. See, the first reason is given. As you see in the picture here, all the objects are changing. For example, if somebody is a millionaire's son, even if he marries the most beautiful queen in the world, will she remain young forever? She gets old. She also gets white hair. She also gets wrinkles. She also dies. The objects are changing. Young girls will look slim and beautiful, but when they beget 2-3 children, they become like an elephant. You see that, isn't it? So their body changes, and their body also perishes. Correct, no? It's a changeable, perishable. That's the reason we lose attraction. How many of you sitting here, when you got the first time your bicycle, you were very attracted to it? Correct? You're mad after it, isn't it? When I got it first time, I was driving around the ground 3-4 times. Father asked me, why are you wasting time? I said, I'm checking cycle how it is. Huh? But you like it. You just keep going around. Huh? But you will see that after 6 months, the charm goes away. Isn't it? Everything, like calculator or bicycle or a bike or whatever. Because you have better bicycle with better looks. Huh? So it's changeable and perishable. Like we purchased one sumo in Pune, 8 years ago. When we purchased the sumo, it was like very, very powerful it was. Newly purchased sumo, it could go very fast, high torque vehicle. Now almost 8 years have passed. When I sit in the same sumo, it goes like this, like a bullock cart. Because it is no more attractive like before. And that is not only with sumo, it's with our bodies also. You agree? Our bodies also get older, changeable and perishable. Therefore, you will see that in this world, nothing is very charming, attractive. Second thing, see, the whole material world is built on principle of duality. This already we have discussed. When there is day, there is night. There is sukh, there is dukh. There is man, there is apaman. There is fire, there is smoke. It always comes together in this world. That's how it's created. Maya Devi gives you, covering potency and kicking potency. Think about it. Okay, let me ask you a question. How many of you would prefer to have a own car instead of a Uber Ola car? You would prefer your own car later on when you get jobs. You would prefer your own car. You can raise a hand. Good number of you. Okay. How many of you would prefer Uber Ola car always, not want to own your own car? See, there are a few people. So these devotees have to tell me what is the disadvantage in having a own car. You can tell. Maintenance is one thing. What else? And cost of fuel is increasing. Okay. Also, you have to drive your own car. If you go in Uber Ola, you can sit behind and relax. Yeah. What else? You don't have to worry about parking also. Uber Ola car. You just go to the point, get down and push off. You don't have to park it. What else? He says he doesn't want to contribute to some more pollution by buying a new car. He says, let me go in Uber Ola, already existing car. Yes? What increases? What decreases, he says? I can't hear. Value of the car decreases over a period of time. It's an attachment to car. Okay. If I buy my own car, I may become attached. Uber Ola, just use and leave it. Okay. Yeah? Green now, what is it? Greed is saying, okay, if I have my own car, then I'll want to go for a bigger car. But you go in Uber Ola, you have no greed, he says, okay? What is it? You have to pay installments. Car tax you have to pay. Car purchasing, money you have to spend. So we can say many things like this, correct, no? Now all of you heard it now. Those of you guys who wanted to have your own car, how many have you changed your mind now? And have you changed? See, some of them have changed their mind after hearing. So now in the same manner, those of you who said having a own car is advantageous, you can defeat the Uber Ola wala people now. Tell them why you will not go for Uber Ola car. You can tell? Yes? Yeah? You can save? You can save time because Uber Ola takes time to come many times. Now your own car, you can quickly go. Yeah? Privacy. In your own car, you have privacy. Whereas you have your wife, children, family, you can go. In Uber Olas, you cannot talk for family things and all that. Driver is sitting. You lose privacy. Okay, what else? It will take time to get the car. Ownership. Yeah, you don't own it. Yeah. Remote places? Overall, they don't agree to come for remote places, whereas in own car you can go. What are you saying? One-time investment, correct. It's like only one-time investment. That's all. Then you can use it for long time. Yes? Not available all time. Uber Ola. Correct. Sometimes you call for it, it's not available. But your own car, anytime you can go. Early morning, late night, anytime we can go. So many things you can say like that. So now both the parties have told the cons of the other party, correct? No? That means both the cars, Uber Ola on one hand and own car, both have pros and cons. You all agree? You all agree? Can you say that either of them is perfectly all right or both have pros and cons? That is called material world. In material world, everything. For example, Gauranga Prabhu was telling one true story. He said one boy was attached to marrying one very beautiful girl. Huh? So he used to see her in the office always in another department. Every day he would go to see her and come. And eventually found her name. He connected with his parents and her parents. He got married. When he got married, everybody said, "You are so fortunate, you got the most beautiful girl as your wife." But the boy used to cry. Why? Because she had some problem in the teeth, due to which her mouth will smell like urine smell will come from the mouth. Huh? Terrible urine smell will come. And no doctor could find out what disease it is. They went to so many dentists, so many people. So he cannot go near his wife only. When he goes near her mouth, immediately smell will come like a lavatory smell. So Gauranga was telling, whenever anybody told him, "You got a beautiful wife," he immediately start crying. He was telling. So the point is what? She looks beautiful, but she gives out nasty smell. Correct now? Who will be happy with that, you see? This is duality in this world. Or somebody has a Suruchi, for example. It's a beautiful wife, but she's a very angry wife. Like that she'll shout. Like a dog, she will bark like a dog. You can imagine? So that means this is the duality. Or another wife is your wife is a very gunavati, very good wife, but she doesn't look beautiful. You think, no beauty at all, you feel. In this world, you will find everything has pros and cons. You will never, that if you get fire, there is also smoke. You cannot get only fire. Everything. Own house. Like I asked the question, how many of you prefer own houses or rented house? And they had reasons. Both have problems. Both have advantages, both have problems. You cannot say one. Therefore, if you go to spiritual world, there will be only advantage. There will be no problems. See, all things are relative. Like, somebody, you purchased a bike. I was asking in one teenage group, what is the goal of your life? They said, goal of our life is to get a Pulsar bike. They were saying. That's all they knew. And one boy said, everybody agreed to Pulsar bike. One boy said, sorry sir, I like Charisma bike more, he said. Then all the other boys said, yeah, that is better than this. That means there is always one thing better than other in this world. Like you got one mobile, and then after some 6 months, you see somebody else's mobile. Oh, he has a better model mobile, with better looks, better facility. And these guys also in the market, they keep on adding one facility. You've seen that? So that they can keep on selling. They will say that one new thing we are introducing, like that. Whether it is mobile or position or possession. In this way, you always find things relative. You know the meaning of relative? Relative means, one thing always has something better than that. You got a car, you have better model cars. You have mobile, you have better model mobiles. Somebody, like for example, somebody marries a woman and then before marriage he has a lot of great appreciation. But after marriage he thinks, oh, my wife is not good enough. Like one man took his wife to one program, Krishna conscious program. So after the program they were serving idlis. You all know idli? Idli, chutney and sambar. So he ate it. It was very soft idli. So he told that the family members, what wonderful idlis you served here. I have never eaten like this in my life. He didn't know that his wife was standing behind him. She saw that. She became angry. He says he has never eaten in his life. I have cooked idli at home. And he is spoiling my reputation. So they went home. Next day morning, the man had to go to office. He asked, where is the tiffin? She said, I didn't cook anything today. She said, why? You said their house idli was very nice, you said. You go to their house and eat. He said. So I understood wife is angry today. So you always find a relative. This food is like this, other food is better. this car is like this, another car is better. You always find something better than what you have. Therefore, you're always hankering for something better, something better, something better. You're always hankering. Now let us apply these three in the spiritual world. You know, in spiritual world, you will see that our relationship with Krishna is everlasting. Krishna never dies. We never die. At all. Is Krishna changeable and perishable? No. Krishna doesn't change. Krishna is always youthful. Even at the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Krishna was, like a 16-year-old boy. He never gets old. He never gets diseases. He never dies. He has a Sachidananda Swarupa. Very beautiful, handsome body like you see here. And also Prabhupada says, if you make Krishna your friend, that friend will never die. He says, if you make Krishna your lover, that lover will never die. If you make Krishna your son like Yashoda made, that son will never die. Therefore, connect with Krishna, he says. Second thing, there are no dualities. In spiritual world, I told you, only sweet rice, no sweet rice with stones. Spiritual world means only happiness. There is only happiness. They decide that nobody walks there, everybody dances there. Nobody speaks there, they only sing there. Like Yashoda, her friends go to her. Taye Yashoda Vandan Ayar Kulatu Dita Maya Gopalan Sayo. I think there is a song in Tamil. So they are going and telling Yashoda, oh Yashoda, look at your son, he is stealing butter from our homes. While saying that, they are singing and saying that. See, if you lost your laptop, will you go to police station and sing, my dear police, my laptop is stolen? Will you say that? You'll go and cry, isn't it? But in spiritual world, nobody speaks there. They only sing there. Nobody walks there. Everybody dances there. And all water is honey. That is spiritual world.
कान्तः परमपुरुषः कल्पतरुत्तमा भूमिश्चित्तानि गणमयी तोयमृतम् कलागानं नाट्यं गमनमपि कंसीति सखी परमपि तदा स्वाद्यमपि च स्वयत्र क्षीराग्निः समति सुरभीर्यस्य सुमः निमेषार्धाख्यो वा व्यजति महि यत्रापि समयः वदे श्वेतद्वीपं तमहमिह विदन्तस्ते सन्तः शिथिलाचाराः गर्भये
This song is written by Lord Brahma in Brahma Samhita describing the supreme planet Goloka.
Spiritual world, isn't it? So in spiritual world, therefore when you go to spiritual world, there are no dualities there. There's only happiness there. The two, Anandambudi Vardhanam, Pratipadam Purna Amrita Swadhana. And Krishna is absolute with all six options. Is Krishna relative or absolute? See, in this world, if there is a cinema actor or actress, they are very beautiful when they are young. But when they get old, is that beauty remaining? Like one of our Pune devotees did one video to show how the actors looked when they were young, after they got old, how they looked. How many of you have seen that? You have seen that? Yeah. When they got old, even Hollywood, Bollywood actors look so ugly. When they become 70, 80, they walk like a robo. Huh? Like that. Very, very ugly looking. They have big belly also. Huh? No more beauty. So the beauty in this world fades away. Huh? There is strength also. Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali, they had a lot of strength. But when they became 50, 60, 70, their strength also goes down. You'll see that your body also, your eating increases. Beyond 30, 40, your eating will reduce. Huh? Right now, you all are young boys. You can eat a big plate of food. You cross 40, 50, your food will increase or reduce? Reduce. Strength also. Right now, your strength is increasing. How many of you are taller than your father also? See, many of you, right? That means you are growing. You are in a growing mode now. Whereas after you cross 40, your body will shrink. You will see that. Therefore, your father is shorter than you. Huh? Then your body shrinks afterwards. Huh? Eating also increases, reduces eventually. Strength also increases, then reduces. But Krishna's opulence, does it reduce? Does Krishna get old? Does Krishna get diseases? No. Therefore, Krishna is not relative, he is absolute. In fact, Sripad Ramanujacharya compares Krishna to a blue lotus. He says the blue lotus is such that you cannot remove the blueness from the blue lotus. Similarly, Krishna's 6 opulences cannot be removed from him. They are permanently present in him. And they are present in oceanic proportion. Huh? They never diminish in him, like that he says. So, okay, now what is the result of that? If Krishna is absolute, is there anything better than Krishna you can get? Therefore, you will be satisfied with him. In this world, you get one model car, you now want a better model car now. You got a Santro, now you want to buy a Benz. It's better model. Whereas Krishna is not relative, is absolute. So you can't get anyone better than Krishna. So you're completely satisfied. Huh? He is best in every way. So these 3 things you should remember. Krishna is not changeable and perishable. There are no dualities in spiritual world. And Krishna is absolute. So, now, what you all can do, the activity sheet. Here if you see, 3 reasons why material objects cannot satisfy our heart. Huh? So, the same thing is explained here. That the drawing exercise given, which is activity for all of you. Now, they will give you sheets which you can take it and go. For every college will submit a sheet with these 3 themes. Changeable and perishable things cannot give lasting happiness. Then I've given many examples in italics. You can see that. You'll get an idea. You have to read that carefully. And the second theme is, whole material world is built on principle of duality. Huh? That is Sukha Dukha Shitoshna. And all the worldly things are relative. So it's only about 4 pages only you have to read. These 3.5 pages. And how will you read it? You have to read it along with your group of friends. They will tell you the groups. You can come here. How the groups are formed, you can tell them. So they will give you sheets. Take it with you. And when will they submit the sheets back to me? Yeah. You can take today night you have, tomorrow whole day you have, evening also. And day after you have to submit by afternoon time. Afternoon, you can finish it by evening you have to submit. After lunchtime also you can use. And then evening they can submit day after tomorrow. So there is going to be prizes for this also. See, in your group, there should be some artist who can draw well. How many of you can make drawings well? See, there are some artists. Make sure you have an artist in your group. Huh? And one of the aspects of the prize is who has made a very creative and thoughtful type of drawings. That will be concept. The concept should be, one of the things, the concept you have used here. All the 3 themes should be covered. And the creativity in the drawing and how meticulously the drawing is done, neatly it is done, and how the themes are covered properly. And you are able to convey to the audience, when they see the painting, you can take a whole sheet and you can fill up the sheet with many pictures. You can draw pictures, you can write the headings. So the best top 3 rankers will be given prizes. How are you going to make the groups? College-wise, is it?